Good day. This is me coming to you from Seattle, and it is November 8th, 2025. And I want to just check in and affirm that I've been having a very challenging time lately, emotionally and mentally. And I'm getting ready to model in costume for a fun class for teens as an art model. And the sun is shining, and I just saw a bald eagle fly. I took a walk this morning, trying to start my mornings with a walk. And then I also walk in the evening. So I try to do at least 2 walks per day, brisk walks for my mental and physical health. And I've been feeling I'm into sort of Jungian psychology and symbolism. And so I saw a bald eagle fly way, way, way above me. And eagle in Native American Indian symbolism and what do you call it? Animal medicine. Eagle represents seeing the larger picture, from a high perspective, like being in your wise mind and being way, 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 way high up and looking down. Because what I'm noticing is that there's part of me that is very childish and gets grumpy and overreacts to things and loses touch with my wisdom. And then there's this other part of me, thankfully, that has my wise mind. And sometimes it is good to express your emotions in a childish way, as long as you can do it in a non-harmful way to yourself or others. I don't even want to talk about some of the challenging experiences that I've had lately. I don't need to rub salt on my wound right now. I will say that I'm really needing to ask forgiveness, to forgive myself and family and friends that I have stressed out with my challenges. I'm wanting to think about forgiving myself and asking for people who have been negatively affected by my challenges to forgive me and just move on. And for the people who say don't apologize, I don't understand that, because to me, it's the common, decent, respectful thing for me personally to do. If I do something that's inappropriate or rude, it is good to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and then move on. And not as a way of getting sympathy and feeling like a victim or affirming that I'm a victim of my problems, but as a way of just acknowledging when I fail to live up to being a great human, you know? So seeing the eagle fly over my head today, and I did take a picture, but it was really far away, so I got a really like nice blurry shot of a eagle in the frame with a nice clear blue sky. It's been really rainy in Seattle, but today it is sunny, and I want to get out there and get more natural light, stay in touch with my circadian rhythms, and once again affirm that I am in the present moment and that I can drop my past and that everything that's happened to me has affected me and has brought me where I am right now, but it is right now a unique day that I've never had before. So this is new and different. Every day is new and different, even if you get in a certain mood where you feel like you're stuck in a rut. Every day is different and new and fresh. And I think I've never done a video before in this bathrobe with this cotton tie-dye dress that I found at the thrift store. I found both of these at the cool thrift store that I like to go to. So this is a new outfit. So I am here to affirm that I am in the present moment and that I forgive myself and that I really enjoyed seeing the eagle today flying above my head. And I learn from nature, and my church is nature. My spirituality is part of nature. And I don't want to be the thought police for any other person. And I don't also want to be a thought police to myself. I want to try to not judge myself. I want to write a new song called Shan Diego. Eucalyptus sent the wind, eucalyptus sent me back. Diego, Shan Diego, Diego, San Diego. Via Arcilla, I'm still with ya. Tecolote Canyon, Shannon be plannin'. These are some phrases that I've said in other poems, but I haven't really written a song called Shan Diego before. So a new song that I might do with Dave Flowers from Interactive Jack Records, Superflower, might be Shan Diego. Because I will always love San Diego, and I don't know if I'm going to move back there or retire there or even visit there. I'm seriously wondering if my desire to move back to San Diego is partly because I want my childhood back. Like, I partly feel like when I was 9 years old and we abruptly left San Diego, my mom decided we would leave and get away from the family, which I didn't want to do, but she just wanted a fresh start. My mom wanted a fresh start. I was 9, my mom was 30, I think, at that time. And it was just really shocking to leave. And it was just really physically and mentally uncomfortable for me to leave my dad and my grandparents and my school called Abraxas. It's an alternative school that my mom put me in. And my friends and the beach and the warm weather. It's always about 70 to 70 something Fahrenheit in San Diego pretty much all year round. No exaggeration. It really is. The climate is pretty amazing. It's pretty comfortable all year round. It doesn't get super hot or super cold. If you go inland from San Diego, it gets hot and dry, and there's even snow actually. If you go like 50 miles, there's some mountains around San Diego that actually get snow. So there is different terrain. But if you're right on the coast in San Diego, it stays in the 70s most of the year, and it smells like eucalyptus trees everywhere, and which has a calming effect on people, I think, and it has a calming effect on me. So it could be that going back to San Diego would be good for my mental and physical health, and it would be a fresh start for me. But I think part of it is my desire to get my childhood back or to heal from some kind of family wound that I feel. So I'm just going to allow myself to have these thoughts. And I've been listening to podcasts that are healing and that are about people talking about being neurodivergent and having a dyslexic, ADHD, OCD, autism, things like that. But those labels don't mean anything other than find whatever works for you. Every single human is an individual, and I need to find what works for me, which is I might go back into therapy, but I think I have a pretty wise mind. And so I either need to actually talk to a psychotherapist again about my challenges and try to figure out what direction I want to go in my life, and or I can work on cultivating my own wisdom, which is to eat healthy, exercise every day, get time out in nature and natural light, eat real food, which would be meat and eggs and fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and beans and things like that, as opposed to sugar and flour and vegetable oil and fake stuff. But I'm not here to police what anybody else eats. Eat whatever you want. But personally, I think I need to eat what I think is healthy for me. And getting enough sleep and hydration and exercise. And I'm going to limit my social events right now. I'm doing some art projects. I don't even want to talk about, I do a bunch of different art things and I have a bunch of different creative jobs. And I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm just here to say, I want to simplify. I want to learn how to take better care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, meditation, time in nature, organize myself better, and forgive myself when I, you know, make mistakes, despite the horrible moods I've been in since getting back from San Diego. About a month ago, I got back from San Diego, California, and I've just been upset ever since. And I feel like I sort of poured salt on my wound, or I picked the scab of my childhood wound, or the trauma of leaving San Diego. It's sad. And right now I just feel very calm because I've been really angry lately and crying and getting really irritated and freaking out. And yet I've able to maintain my commitments to other people with all of the different jobs that I do, several different jobs that are freelance, and I've managed to do a good job on all of that. And then I fall apart, and then I've fallen apart when I'm not working. I fall apart, and I've been falling apart and having sort of feeling like emotional breakdown type feelings, and it's embarrassing, and yet that's how I feel. And so I'm acknowledging how I feel, and right now I'm okay because I exhausted myself and I took a nice walk in nature and I painted my toenails a new color. I tend to have my fingernails natural. I keep my fingernails natural. I don't like painting my fingernails, but I like painting my toenails a bunch of different colors, and it's just one of the fun things that I sort of girly things that I do. So now I'm going to model today, and I'm cleaning and organizing and doing my laundry and thinking again about some feng shui that I can do in my apartment and staying in the present moment and letting the past go and following my own wisdom. And I've done a lot of therapy over the years, and I don't know if there's anything new a therapist could ever tell me that I haven't already thought about, but maybe a good therapist would see something in me that I'm not seeing, my blind spot, and help direct me or help me focus and direct my energy to healing and loving myself and healing and loving other people and finding balance in how I make choices in life and having better boundaries. So these are some of my challenges right now. So enjoy your day. Like and subscribe to my channel if you want. This is my name is Shannon Kringen. I live in Seattle and I'm from San Diego, and I'm 57 years old, and I look forward to continuing to learn and grow and make new choices and stay in the present moment, constantly remind myself every day is a new day, and every day is, as cliche as that sounds, that's literally true. And we can get bogged down and trapped in our old patterns. And I'm a very repetitive person, and I tend to like a certain amount of, I'm always trying to find stability, it seems like. So maybe that's why I'm very repetitive and driven to find some kind of feeling of stability and security, and having a hard time figuring out how to do that. So maybe there's a new way that I can do that. And I know that nature really helps me, like taking a walk and noticing all the plants and animals and hearing the birds sing their songs and watching the trees, the fall leaves change color, and noticing everything about nature and smelling everything. I miss the smell of San Diego. The eucalyptus trees smell amazing, and it smells very different in Seattle, but there is a lot of fragrant rosemary and lavender, and really sensitive to smell. I'm very sensitive to the smell of things, nature and artificial chemicals that humans, make scented products. I got some eucalyptus soap. I love the smell of it, and eucalyptus oil that I smell for aromatherapy, and I put some on my skin. I dilute it in another kind of oil because eucalyptus oil is very strong, and you need to dilute it in a different kind of oil to put it on your skin. And I love the smell of it. I like the smell of rosemary and lavender, and I feel sad about the smell of my friend's garage somebody that I was involved in off and on for the last 10 years, and I smell his garage, and it smells exactly like my step grandpa's garage in San Diego, and I miss him. Rest in peace, Grandpa Russ. And he was my step grandpa. I never met my real grandpa because he passed away. Both my real grandpas passed away, and I never really knew them. And I had one step grandpa on one side of the family. And when I smell my friend's garage, it melts my heart. I can feel something in my heart melts, and I feel like I'm in my step grandpa's garage. It's a very strange feeling. And the smell of my friend's house, and this person and I are still friends. We're just not dating anymore. And I feel sad about it. And there's somebody else I'm dating, but I'm just not going to talk about. My love life is sad, and it's just in an uncomfortable place right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to love myself and love others, and I'm just not really I don't really want to talk about my personal life much other than I really have a lot to learn about how to take care of myself and be authentically me, and it could be that I'm just not, even though people say I'm really self-aware, I feel like there's part of me that's totally blind to who I am. Like I don't see something about myself. I can tell. Maybe that's why I take so many self-portraits, other than I love to model for myself, and I literally model for other people. The fact that I take so many photos of myself, it's like I'm constantly trying to find myself. Maybe that's autism. I'm looking for myself. I don't know if I'm very good at connecting with other people in a normal kind of way, but I don't need to overanalyze it. I just know that I feel a vague sense of having a blind spot about knowing who I am and what I want. I feel lost. I feel lost in life right now, and that's okay. See, what's nice about it is that I'm not beating myself up about it. I'm just going, oh, I feel lost in my life right now about what I want and who I am. And I am going through menopause. I'm 57 and I'm in the menopause process. And they say that's up to 14 years long. And I don't even know when my menopause started. You know, I was on the birth control pill for many years, and mostly I don't take any medications or do any pharmaceutical, chemical treatments in terms of medication and stuff. And so I'm a very natural, earthy kind of person. But I was on the pill for many years, which is artificial. And when I stopped, my doctor said to me, we don't really know when your actual menopause started because, you don't know if you take artificial hormones, you don't really know. So I don't know how far along I am in the process of menopause, but I'm feeling uncomfortable and I want to figure out how to take better care of my body as it goes through this natural transition. I don't believe in treating menopause like it's an illness. It's just a natural process that the body goes through. So I want to figure this out. And yet I want to give myself a break from always trying to figure everything out because I can't really figure everything out. So maybe I have a bit of a blind spot and that's okay. And when I look at the trees and the squirrels and the birds and the earthworms and the insects and the bumblebees and just all the creatures out there, large and small, the plants and the animals, that is so comforting to me because I'm part of nature as a human being. I think humans are losing touch with the fact that we are part of nature. We are all part of nature. So there, I'm going to end it there. So like and subscribe if you want. And there's music and art and poetry. If you just search my name, you'll find, music, art, and poetry. And I'll put it below this video in the comment in the description section. So thank you. Good luck to everyone. Be yourself. Everyone is unique. You're unique just like me, and we're all unique together on this planet. Enjoy. I'm just so grateful that the sun is shining right now, and the really dark, gloomy, rainy days in Seattle, if it happens day after day after day, it really gets to me. And I love being outside, so rain or shine, I'm going to be outside in the natural light. And I have plant grow lights in my house for my house plants, and I also get myself in front of the plant grow lights that mimic the natural sunlight, the full spectrum of the sunlight. enjoy the full spectrum of being alive on human on the as a human on planet Earth. Bye for now. And guess what? Saturn is my favorite planet. And guess what? Sea anemones and sea urchins can live up to 100 years, or maybe one of them can live up to 150. I went to the Seattle Aquarium recently, and one of the guys that volunteers there told me that. And I was like, wow, I love the sea anemones. Sea anemone, anemone set free. That's a line from one of my songs, Outsmart the Gaslighters. But those bright green sea anemones are so beautiful, and they live to, up to 100 years apparently, and the sea urchins also live up to 100 years, maybe even more. That's incredible. Bye for now.